In last video, we discussed the one type of refrigerator, that is vapor compression refrigerator, and this video will discuss the construction and working of the vapor absorption refrigerator. And this is a block diagram of vapor absorption refrigerator, and now we'll go to the important parts of the vapor absorption refrigerator. And coming to the vapor absorption refrigerator, we'll go to the main parts. And first, absorber. So this is the absorber, and next, pump will be used for increase the pressure in the circulation system, and heat exchanger, and this is the heat exchanger for heat transfer, and here heat come separator. Here the vapor, ammonia vapor is get separated, and condenser. This is the condenser. Here the vapor ammonia is get condensed into the liquid form, and evaporation chamber or freezing compartment with evaporation tubes. Here the actual cooling take place, and here the expansion valve to reduce the pressure, and the heating coil. So these are the main parts of the vapor compression refrigerator. We gone through the different parts of vapor absorption refrigerator. So now we'll come to the working of vapor absorption refrigerator. So before going to the working, so we'll just discuss the cycle of operation. Here mainly two cycle will be operated here. One ammonia cycle, and second one is the ammonia solution cycle. Ammonia cycle is how it will be happening. From the evaporator, the liquid ammonia is evaporated, and that liquid ammonia is passes through the absorber, and it dissolves, and then through the pump the pressurized the ammonia solution, and then it will pass through the heat exchanger, and in the heat come separator, it will be become vapor, and that will pass through the condenser, and it will condense to the liquid state, and through the expansion valve the liquid ammonia again passes through the evaporator, and it is get vaporized. Like this the ammonia is flowing in a one cycle. And next, the liquid ammonia solution. So in the absorber, the water will be present. This water get absorb the vapor ammonia, and it will become ammonia solution, the strong ammonia solution, and this will pump to the heat exchanger. In the heat exchanger, the heat will be absorbed from the rejected the weak ammonia solution, and again this warm strong ammonia solution is passes through the heat come separator, and here it is heated. The vapor ammonia is get discharged from this solution, and it will become weak solution. This weak solution again sent back to absorber. So like this the ammonia solution flow cycle and ammonia flow cycle. So, okay, these are the two cycle will be. Now coming to the working. So we'll start with the freezing component, that is in evaporator coils. In a freezing component, the evaporator coils will be here, and entry of this freezing component, the ammonia is in the liquid form and low pressure and low temperature. This liquid ammonia is while passing through the coils, it will gain the latent heat of the freezing component. It will gain the latent heat, and it will create the cooling effect in the freezing component, and while gaining the latent heat, this liquid ammonia is get converted into vapor. So it will convert it into vapor, and this vapor low pressure ammonia is sent to absorber, then it will pass to the absorber. In the absorber, this low pressure liquid vapor is dissolved in the water, and it will dissolve in the water, and then this become the strong ammonia solution. And because before that the weak ammonia solution is from the heat come separator, it will come to the absorber. This weak ammonia solution is get dissolve the vapor from the evaporator component, and it will become strong ammonia solution. And this strong ammonia solution is passing through the heat exchanger through the pump, and this strong ammonia solution is pressurized, and it will become high pressure because of the pumping effect. And this high pressure ammonia solution is passing through the heat come separator through the heat exchanger. So while passing through the heat exchanger, it is warmed up. It is because of the heat. The weak solution is going back here. The heat amount of heat present in the weak ammonia solution is passed to the strong ammonia solution, and it will become little bit warmed up, and this warm strong ammonia solution is then passed into the heat cum separator. So in the heat cum separator, heating coil is present. Because of this heating coil, this strong ammonia solution is heated up. Because of the high temperature, the ammonia is get vaporized, ammonia is get evaporated, and this ammonia vapors then passing through the condenser, and remaining weak ammonia solution is again sent back to the absorber. And this when the this all this vapor ammonia is then passing through the condenser, while passing through the condenser it loses its latent heat, and again the vapor ammonia is get converted into liquid ammonia, and this liquid ammonia will be having the high pressure, and it is in the liquid form. Because of the condensation effect happens in the condenser, it will lose its latent heat. Once this liquid ammonia is passing through the expansion wall, in the expansion wall what happens, this high pressure will reduce to low pressure. Here the pressure difference will take place. This high pressure ammonia solution is reduced to low pressure ammonia solution, as well as as pressure decreases, again the temperature also reduces, and this low pressure and low temperature ammonia liquid passes through the this freezing compartment, that is evaporator coils, and again it will gain the latent heat and it will cool the freezing component, and the cycle will be runs like this. The vapor absorption refrigerator working is explained. And this is some of the points whatever we discussed, and you can go through the points. You can write down the points according to your words, and you can make a note of that. Next, now we will come to the end of this one, and this is the difference between vapor compression and vapor absorption system. So main difference are here. In the first column we have absorption system points, and here the compression system points. And first one is the works solely on heat energy. This one works on the heat energy, and this one works on the mechanical energy. That is, here we use the compressor. And second point, the vapor refrigerant is absorbed and heated. Here that means the refrigerant is absorbed in the water and it is heated, but in the compression only refrigerant is compressed. This one is maintenance cost is very low, and here maintenance cost is very high because of the compressor. The compressor need to be maintained. And this one next point, due to the presence of less moving parts, the operation is quite and this one, due to presence of moving part like that is compressor, this operation is noisy. And COP, coefficient of performance, is relatively low in this one, and here the coefficient of performance is relatively high. And next point, mechanical energy is required very less, and here the mechanical energy is required more. And refrigerant is used as ammonia, that is NH3, and here the refrigerant is Freon 12. And last point, the operating cost is less, and here operating cost is high because of the compressor. This is all what about the difference between vapor compression and vapor absorption system.